Welcome to Southern Utah University, the home of the Thunderbirds. SUU is located in Cedar City, Utah, close to some of the most spectacular scenery in America. We are just 60 miles from Zion National Park and 80 miles from Bryce Canyon National Park. Of course, we're all too busy studying to ever get out and enjoy ourselves. We are also home to the Tony Award-winning Utah Shakespearean Festival, which brings thousands of visitors every summer. There are about 7,500 students here, and we compete in the Summit League as part of NCAA Division I, except for the gymnastics team, which competes in the WAC. I want to introduce you today to a runner here at SUU. Graham Cheever runs cross country and is also on the track team, and somehow finds time to pull a 3.95 GPA as a history major.
On the track, the constant focus is on minutes and seconds. For Graham Cheever last fall, those ticks on the clock became a matter of life and death.
I was just out running, finishing some extra miles one day, and was running down the street, and some people drove past, some kids I think, and threw an ice block, just a big chunk of ice out the window, and it hit me in the shoulder, and I was so surprised. I didn't even know what was coming until it hit me and I was down on the ground. Well, at first I was just really angry about it and just, I don't know, upset that someone would do something that stupid and just throw a chunk of ice at someone, but I kind of just cooled off and realized, you know what, these things happen, people are gonna do dumb things, it's all right, and decided to, you know, forgive and forget.
No big deal until a month later when Graham's arm began to swell and the pain started.
I had absolutely no idea what was going on, so I went into the athletic trainers. They were confused, they sent me to the doctors, and the doctors sent me to get some tests, and they ended up finding this blood clot. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't really know how serious a blood clot was. It was here in my shoulder, about 6 inches long, and apparently it was just a result of that trauma, that impact from the ice block. They wouldn't even let me walk or move. They put me in a wheelchair, carried me into a room, and basically started pumping me full of IV drugs and said, don't move, because any sort of jarring or anything might have dislodged that and sent it down into my heart, which could have killed me.
The medicine worked, but Graham couldn't run for 3 months.
Running is more than just like my hobby or my pastime. It's basically my drug. It's what I do to get rid of stress. It's just the thing I think about most in life, and having to go without that completely is so hard. But it also gave me perspective. It let me realize how much I loved it, and stepping back gave me a chance to see what I was doing in my running, things I wanted to change, how I could improve and do better. It was a trial, but it was something that made me stronger. I think what I like most about running is that it's me against myself. There's always going to be someone better than you, but if you are improving on what you can do, if you're pushing your own limits past what you thought you could do, if you're just discovering a new side of yourself that you didn't realize was there, I think that's what I really love about running, that you push yourself beyond the point you think you can go on a pretty much daily basis. And you learn a lot about yourself in doing it. There's a lot of discipline involved in being an endurance athlete. I mean, it's more than just going to practice every day. It's diet, it's rest, it's things like that, and that's also important with going to school.
Graham's discipline in the classroom has earned him a 3.98 GPA as a history major. He has plans for grad school and then into the world of business.
Believe it or not, history actually does teach you a lot about analysis and interpreting things that are going on and using the past for your benefit. And I think with those sorts of skills, I'll be able to be successful in a lot of different types of jobs.
He's one of the best students we have here. His GPA, I think, reflects that. But he's also a guy of great character, too, and you can pick that up real easy.
Graham is one of the hardest workers, both in the classroom and on the track that we've had in this program. And you know, a testimony to that is obviously his grades and his dedication on the athletic field. As far as his work ethic, bar none, is as good as anybody we've ever had.
He's just the kind of person that you want as a student, and he's a classic example of what a student athlete should be.
Thanks, Graham. Now I want to tell you about our baseball coach, Dave Eldridge. He's in his 4th year here and has really helped turn our program around. But years ago, back when Dave was a high school basketball player in Honolulu, his team won a state championship, thanks to Dave and his teammate, a guy named Barack Obama.
We were both forwards, and in fact, my claim to fame now is that he was my backup. So, I got to get a shirt so that I can put that on the back of my shirt. But anyway, Barry was a playground basketball guy. I mean, he could run up and down, and he could shoot. And just like you'd see if you went out in the park and see those guys running around, he was very good at that. I think unfortunately for him, once we got onto the varsity squad, we had a coach who was very, he was all about Dean Smith, and he was all about those kind of things. So we had a lot of structure in what we did. And he's spoken about how, looking back, that was a very important year for him because he learned how important structure and discipline was. And so I know that one lesson that he continues to mention. He was kind of a normal guy. I mean, he did okay in school, but at the same time, just like the rest of us, he would slack off to have fun sometimes here and there. But the way he treated people was very, very sincere and very down to earth. He was easy to talk to, and he was very intelligent. And I think the only suggestion that I would have is just get on your knees every day and make sure you ask for help, because his decisions he makes obviously is going to affect a great deal of people.
Thanks, Coach, for those memories, and thanks to NCAA on campus for visiting us here at Southern Utah University.